So this is Senna, and of course on a Saturday we came out here to find that. Looks like he may have gotten bitten by a snake or something. He's got quite a bit of swelling. We did have some snake bites earlier. Okay, so step one is we're gonna rinse this off really well and try to get every little bit out, and hopefully having some cold water on it will reduce the swelling as well. Easy, buddy. Poor baby. Looks like we've got a little hole over here too. Not quite sure what that is, but we're gonna try to get him all cleaned up. So we had to bring the poor little boy in here to the vet and take a look. He's handling it pretty well, but he is pretty small.
You'll have like 2 puncture holes, and generally they're not like cut skin like that either. It's possible, but that's like a teeny tiny one. They'll generally be a little bit further apart, and then you won't have this inside. I mean, it could be. Like when it swells up, sometimes they'll bust, just because there's nowhere else for the fluid to go. But he's got some, like he could have got his leg into something, or got bit, possibly a dog bite on the inside. Who knows?
So this is just an antibiotic?
It'll last 4 days.
It'll last 4 days. What kind is it?
Exceed.
I'm sorry?
Exceed.
Exceed?
Poor baby.
Oh yeah, look at that. Now that you got it all cleaned out, you can really see what that is.
It's probably just blood from him.
Oh, it's probably just blood from that?
No, he left. You got to go ahead and look at it. Yeah. You probably told me to go. Basically like speed walking. Here. If we look at this leg, that's muscle there. Normal muscle. You've got veins and other structures in the back. This is even normal for this leg. That's as that turns into a tendon, it'll look like that, and then it'll roll down around the back of that knee. So coming over to this leg, you've got normal muscle until you get over. There's a small spot on this outside that you get all this sub-Q. It's not muscle, but it looks similar to it, but that's actually beneath the skin, so that's all cellulitis. No foreign bodies in there. A little trace of gas down here, this little white structure, and then over these little holes, there's some black and just fluid. Like,
holes for what?
I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what the holes are, but punctures or something. So then on the inside, you've got all this fluid between the fascial layers, and see how much bigger it is compared to just over here. No foreign bodies in there that I can find, but you get right over this, on the inside, he's got this big fluid pocket right here. That could either be an abscess or a hematoma if he nicked a vessel whenever he was doing this. Start him on antibiotics. You've got the big pocket of fluid. Then right over it, see this fly structure? That's his vein. So if you even go slightly one direction or the other, you've got a big vein right there. You might be a little bit worried about making that vein. But another vessel right there, you can see the blood flow moving. That's right in the middle of all that. So, too aggressive.
Sorry,
Out with the camera.
it's for the owner.
A lot of important structures right inside this leg. So if we go in there with the needle and try to drain that pocket of fluid, you could also nick a vessel and bleed out if it is bad enough. So I would say some of that fluid, if it's just did this today.
I think so.
Okay. When's the last time? It hasn't had a whole lot of time to form into an abscess. That only takes 2 or 3 days. So it could be a blood hematoma with time. So I would leave it now. I would cold hose him twice a day with a water hose, and that'll help a lot of the heat and swelling go down and a lot of that fluid go back. But that's over a really important structure. And even ultrasound guided, there's a lot of structures in there that you could nick if you try to just relieve that. So there would be a little hole right here, and I'll try to stick a teat cannula in there. It's just a blunt tip teat cannula that we can put in there, maybe get it kind of drained out that way. But if we can't do it like that, we'll just hydro it twice a day, send you over with another round of antibiotics to get you antibiotics for a week, and do anti-inflammatories on top of that, and keep him just in a turnout where he can walk and move around, and just try to get this sweated back down, essentially. So, not sure if it's truly a snake bite. It looks like, honestly, he got his leg over something between a fence. Could have done it because they can have nicks on the outside and the inside if the bars are on each side. And then sometimes you'll tear muscles and have some trauma that way. So, it's odd to have snake bites so high. They're generally here on their face, unless they were laying down and it came up and bit them, which generally isn't the case because they're more scared of horses than, they're going to go after them. So we'll prep that up and try to put a teat cannula in there. If I don't get anything, then we'll just go forward with regular treatment and it should resorb.
Okay. Ew.
It'll be blood tinged, but that's not the vessels that are there. It's blood, like it can't puncture that. So
Oh, wow.
not a big deal. We'll flush this out.
Really fascinating.
Wow.
Like superficially right here, so it goes about this far, but you can feel around it actually dives deeper right there, but it goes back in deeper into the leg. So what I'd love to, if it was just a pocket right here, you can drain the bottom and it'll drain out the bottom with gravity and you won't feel a whole lot, but we're not going to be able to on this one. It kind of goes at an angle, but it's that one. But if you can hydro this, and then every time you do that, just try to milk this out this top hole. These other side holes aren't just the scrapes.
So does that need to be wrapped, or what do we put on it for?
I have a really hard time wrapping it. If you want to put something on it, you can put Pearson and DMSO, like a sweat wrap, but it's just like sweat coating, because if you put a wrap here, it's just all going to fall down.
Okay. So don't worry about wrapping it. What do we put as far as any topical on him?
That's what I'm saying. The Pearson and DMSO will be a topical ointment that you can put on there, and it'll draw that heat out. But you don't want to leave it on for more than 12 hours. So do 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Okay.
And then you can hydro it off after 12 hours.
So this is the flushing part.
No.
So that's just saline, right?
Yeah, it's just sterile saline. Go in and flush all this nasty stuff out of here. We'll put some gel antibiotic in there and kind of let it sit, and that should help take care of it too. If I had to bet money on it, I'd say he got his leg stuck through something, and they try to get away and they pound it on the side, and it makes like a little fluid pocket, seroma, hematoma, something like this. That could eventually turn into an abscess, but that would explain why he's got just a couple nicks on this side and a couple on the broken bones. And when it's a traumatic event like that, if they hit a bone hard enough but it doesn't break, you could actually cause like bone bruising. And you won't see it when they first do it, but you could see a sequestrum later. About 2 weeks later, that little sliver of bone on the surface will start dying off, and most of them lead to a non-healing wound that you'll have to come back and scrape out later. But it's good to get a set now, even if they're clean, to compare to later and know if it's a sequestrum or not. What's his vaccine history? I know.
So we're going to give him a tetanus booster?
Is that this is a wound going down and there's no exit at the bottom, so we'll have to be really cautious to keep it clean and flushed out. It's not infected right now. Hopefully it doesn't get, as long as you can keep milking this out and then the antibiotics work, but we'll have to be pretty clean.
What signs do we need to look for if there is a possible infection?
It'll swell back up. If this gets sealed, it'll swell back up, and then that's whenever you got to worry about it getting worse. But hopefully it'll all just suck right back in and be just fine. So, I mean, he has an immune system. It should be able to take care of what little bacteria is left behind, if there are any here, and what little bit gets introduced just from the environment. But it's going to be impossible to keep a leg wrap on him.
So don't worry about wrapping him.
Like, if you do it, it's going to fall off in 2 or 3 hours, unless you really do it good, because it goes from bigger to smaller. So.
This is DMSO and Pearson. So this is
just kind of do it over here with the knee.
you're just really slathering it on there, right? Now this is DMSO. What does this do?
Just helps spread it.
Okay.
It's made, because you put this on, you'll feel it's hot.
Oh, it feels hot? Okay. Boy, you're a good boy. All right. Well, he's all ready to go. Back to the barn. He'll be a good boy. Gotta just ride home.